Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 162nd episode of the Meeple Dungeon podcast. As always, I am Rob.
And I'm Anna Marie.
And we are recording this on May long weekend.
Here in Canada. I don't know if...
Yeah, is there one in this? Is it the same?
I don't know. It's Victoria Day here, so it's very much a Canadian
Right,
day.
but do they have a holiday that matches with it? They must.
I don't know. I'll maybe take a look around.
I can't remember. Yeah, for whatever reason. But yeah, up here, it's Victoria Day. And we've had a busy weekend with kids' sports. Of all things, they planned our oldest boy's baseball tournament. It's been this weekend. It's been just ridiculous. He's had just games everywhere and all over every day, and we've just been running here and there. And my other boy is I coach him in football, and we did 4 football games on Sunday with him. So it's been a bit of a gong show of a weekend. Too busy, honestly, for a long weekend.
It's been a real busy long weekend. The U.S. has Memorial Day, but it's at the end of May.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't line up with the same day.
No.
Oh, okay. Really?
Yeah.
Usually, it'd be better if the States and Canada would line all those up, it would be handy,
Unfortunately,
right?
They just don't fall on the same days.
I guess so. But
yeah, I get what you're saying.
It would be just handy, right? For vacations and things.
Yeah.
But so it's been a busy weekend, but we do we did play a game that we're going to talk about at the end of this episode a few times over the weekend, and so we did get in a bit of gaming, but not as much as I would have hoped.
Yes.
But we do have a cool episode here. We have some new to the collection. We have some crowdfunding to look at, and then the review at the end. So without further ado, do you want to talk about the game that you have added to the collection?
Yes.
What is that?
I got this added to my collection on Mother's Day. And this one is one I've been wanting for quite a long time. And that is Life of the Amazonia. And so this one has a picture of a macaw parrot on the front. And it's funny looking at the cover here. I always thought it was just a photograph of a parrot. It is not. It is 100%. I don't know, like drawn. It is artwork. So I thought, beautiful. Well done, because you fooled me. I thought it was a photograph.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But Life of the Amazonia is designed by Jamie Bloom, art by Sophia Kang, and published by Bad Comet.
Yep.
And I just was looking at it. It's a 1 to 4 player. They say 14 plus, an hour to 160 to 150 minutes. But
14 plus it says?
Yeah. Well, we'll see. But it says on BGG they say it's best at 2.
Oh, perfect.
So that's exciting. Yeah,
that's
right.
always
for
nice
us.
to hear for us.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Not that we don't play with the kids, but
it is really nice
when they're good at 2 like that.
That's specifically good at 2.
Yeah, it says Life of the Amazonia is a strategic meeple placing game that combines bag building and pattern building. Players will restore land, place various animals, and plant trees and flowers to enrich their jungles and create the most ecologically rich jungle. So, yeah, it looks really good. It got the bag building. It's got some deck building, I think it said. And the production on this looks dynamite. Like it's so cool. It looks like cardboard cutouts you put together to make a waterfall. It's got a boat. That you have to make. It's got all these trees you put together, just adding to the whole feel of it. I love when games do that. Like Earth did that, but not to this extent, but differently, where you're building up, all those trees and stuff.
I loved Earth when you put the sprout there and it grows up off the card when you're adding bits to it.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
It looks so cool. So, I've been wanting this for a while. I'm excited to dive in. It looks like a nice mid-weight game. I think it was 2.85, I think they were saying. So it's 2.86. That was close. But it looks very inviting. It's very bright. You've got nice bright jungle colors and
great theme.
Great little meeples. Like they're all they're wooden meeples, but all screen printed with all the animals. It looks like, and it looks very inviting. I'm very just excited to play it.
Yeah, it should be fun. I'm looking forward to that one too.
It looks like it's going to be a relaxing type game. I could be very wrong, but
that was a 2025, was it?
It says on here 2023.
Oh, was it that long ago?
It might have been a Canadian 2024, but
yeah, okay.
but yeah, it was a couple years ago, 2, 3
Either
years
way,
ago.
we'll get to that sooner or later.
Yeah. What do you have?
I have one of my most anticipated games of the year. It might have been my number one.
It might have been. I don't remember, but it was.
Can't remember.
It was hot.
I think this
it
was
might
one
have
or
been.
two for my most anticipated games of the year. This game is called The Sheep.
Yes.
This one you've heard us talk about not too long ago. This happened quickly.
Funded very quickly.
Yeah, because I think we would have talked about this in like maybe November or October,
Maybe.
or something about the sheep.
Yeah, I don't know when, but it wasn't.
But it's come quickly.
Yeah.
I think it was like 6 months or less.
I think so too. I think it was less than 6 months.
And here it is. And the sheep. Yeah, this one is from designer Luke Schwanger, Jeremy Stark, and Kyle Talbert, and published by Zero Strategy Games, and art by a whole array of people as well. This one is a comedy horror co-op game. It says the sheep is literally says the sheep is a comedy horror game where sheep have pushed humanity to the brink of extinction. The shepherds were founded to face this threat. Work together with your fellow shepherds to protect caravans as they travel through the wilderness. Each day is preparation for the unknown threat that will come at night. Simultaneous turn-based gameplay that features random events, individual character mats, and great upgrades.
Right.
Actually, at the back of the box, it says something pretty funny here, too. I was reading. Hold on. Players will act as the shepherds guiding caravans and their cargo through the perilous landscape. While the countryside may seem peaceful during the day, the world transforms at night. Thanks to the residual effects of industrial pollution and magic, the local flocks will mutate into nightmarish creatures that crave only one thing: blood.
Yeah, the sheep, like the most docile.
So great.
I just think it's hilarious that they are like, just too much pollution.
Yeah,
and magic.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so great.
It says it's 14 plus. I don't know. Maybe
well,
it's a co-op game.
That might be content too, right? Like,
I don't know. I mean, there's a card I can see on the back here that's called the Magma Ram. So it's a ram made out of lava. So I don't know. I think it's gonna be pretty like
funny.
Yeah,
I think it's
like
gonna be hilarious.
tongue-in-cheek funny.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
It's 2 to 4. This is a full-blown co-op game where you're just trying to. It's like a pick up and deliver almost, where you're trying to lead people to
right.
To
that makes sense.
Yeah, and it's actually like over a 3.0 or something. Yeah, it's full co-op.
Nice. Yeah. I like that.
And you can play it. I think it's 2 to 4. I thought for some reason you could do solo, but I guess not. Either way, that doesn't matter.
If it's not a solo game, it's good to know that it's not a solo game, right?
Yeah, as far as I know, I guess it says it's not. So.
Having it on there and not trying to change it and make it into a bigger player count, like I like that.
And it says 120 minutes, and it's
or a smaller player count, I guess. In that case,
the box has it pretty heavy. Like the box is giving it a 3.5 out of 5 for weight.
Yeah.
And BGG called it a 3. So
yeah, co-ops can be like a little heavier just because the toughness of it, I guess.
I don't know. The theme alone just sounds hilarious and amazing, and I cannot wait to play this one. We're gonna play this one sooner rather than later for sure. I'm excited that it came so quick. It's always nice when they come quickly. Yeah, and we haven't played a good co-op in a little while either. So
yeah, that'll be good.
And I think the boys would like to play this one with us too, right?
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, so that's the sheep.
Don't want a nightmare sheep haunting their dreams.
Oh, it won't. The Magma Ram is not going to haunt the Magma Ram. Dreams.
I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah, so 2 new great games that we added to the collection. We've had quite a few come in over the last little while, so we have quite a bit to talk about over the next few episodes. But with that said, do you want to go take a look at the crowdfunding?
I do.
All right, let's go. Alrighty then, here we are at the crowdfunding segment of the episode where we have a game that has 10 days left to talk about, but it's this is a doozy, this one. What are we talking about?
In a very cool way.
In a very big way.
Terraforming Mars, the legacy of Mars.
Yep.
So, oh my goodness. I'm going to read this little blurb just at the beginning.
Sure.
Terraforming beyond Mars. Mankind has finally dragged itself out of the hole that is Earth's gravity well, and now has the entire solar system at its feet. We are now ready to take terraforming, the true legacy of Mars, to new worlds. The legacy of Mars is a fully replayable campaign.
Yeah, so this is obviously from Stronghold Games.
Yeah.
They're the the group that has done all the terraforming everything
Yeah.
over the last, well, when did that come out? 2016?
I don't
So
even
that's
know.
10 years ago.
It feels even longer.
I'm pretty sure it was 2016.
Yeah.
That it was 2015 or 16 that Terraforming Mars came out. I want to say 16.
Yeah.
That was the same year as Scythe and Star Wars Rebellion and
2016.
yeah, see,
Well done.
I just remember that as 2016 is stuck in my head as one of the best gaming years ever.
I don't remember any years. I am the worst. So
Yeah, that's okay. I got a pretty good memory for those things.
I have no concept of time.
There's other things I can't remember at all.
Yeah.
But for some reason I can remember this kind of stuff. But yeah,
You remember the important things, like
Yeah, that's right.
like the years board games,
board games
came out.
What a year 2016. If you had to
Yeah.
go back and look at that, my goodness,
Yeah.
the games that came out that year, like pound for pound
Yeah,
of
it's a
like
good year.
weight of like staying power.
Yeah.
Like my goodness.
Yeah.
Like 10 years. That was a decade ago.
Yeah, that's wild.
Terraforming Mars. I remember picking that up on the way home from Terminal City.
Yeah.
That's a convention in Vancouver. For
Yeah.
everyone that's listening, it's every. It used to be every early March, and then it switched to like February. Now it's late March, and it's always when our kid is in playoff hockey, so
Yeah.
we can never go. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So
Terraforming Mars.
Terraforming Mars. So we love Terraforming
yeah,
Mars. We
so
haven't
good.
played it in quite some time.
No.
But
we played it a ton.
we did play it a lot. When that first came out, we got that. We played that weekly for quite a while.
Yeah. It was, and I was just the worst. Every game, I'd be like, okay, I'm not gonna hoard cards this time. I'm gonna and I don't mean hoard, but like I just couldn't let them go because I'm like,
Right.
oh, that's gonna combo with that, gonna combo with that, gonna be good with that, gonna be good with that.
Totally. And
then
you
you
have
would
this
just
big grand plan to use all these
and
cards.
then I
and
never
yeah,
used them.
Totally.
But I always had like a fist full of cards.
I love that. It was such a good game.
Yeah.
We both really, really, really
Yeah.
enjoyed it. You know, it's funny about another side note about Terraforming Mars. It was like a month ago, and I was listening to a top 10 list from, I think it was Dice Tower, something or other.
Right.
And they'd, on their lists, they'd listed two of the people that were making the list had Terraforming Mars, the Ares Expedition,
Yeah.
as one of their top 10 of whatever category they were talking about. I was like, man, that has sounded great. Like they say it's like snappy
Yeah.
and basically the game of Terraforming Mars, but in like a card game, like
Yeah.
a smaller, quicker, snappier version of it, but
Yeah.
it scratches all the same itches. I was like, man, that'd be so awesome. It sounds awesome. Like
Yeah.
I can't believe we don't have that. Like we should get it. And I came downstairs
have
and
it?
I looked up behind
Yeah.
my chair and I was like, it's right there on the shelf.
We have it. We just haven't had a chance to play it.
I had no clue. And there it is, like sitting literally like 3 feet from
I
where
was
I,
gonna say,
where
like,
I
I'm pretty
record
certain
this.
we have that.
Yeah, it's right
one.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, I do not remember buying that at all.
Oh, I do.
And-
I remember you buying it.
Okay, well,
So that's what I remember. I remember you buying things. I
there
don't
you
remember
go.
the years you bought them or
But-
the years they came out.
and I've heard it's so good.
Yeah.
And it just gives you that same experience
Yeah.
of Terraforming Mars, but in a card game. But again, there's another side track, but
Yes.
you know what I mean.
Anyways,
but I
Terraforming
thought that was
Mars
interesting.
is-
That was
yeah.
only like a month ago that it came down, and I was like, oh, it's right there on the shelf. Anyway, we do like Terraforming Mars in this one. So it's called Legacy of Mars, but this is not a legacy game.
No.
Which is something to
take note of. Like it's not a
because-
rip up cards and put stickers
Specifically,
on.
they say that as you read through the webpage
Yeah.
on Gamefound about this campaign, they specifically say like several places, like, remember, this is not legacy. They're calling it Legacy of Mars.
Because it's the actual legacy
Yeah,
of Mars.
'cause it's
kind
exactly.
of like a play on it because it's like a legacy game, but it's not.
But it is not in
And,
the
yeah.
board gaming community's version of Legacy.
Yeah.
This is not that. There's no writing on the
It's
board,
a campaign
tearing
game.
up cards,
Yeah.
none of that. This is a straight up campaign where there's 4 missions
Yes.
that you can play through in a story,
Yep.
or you can play each one of these missions as a one-off
Yeah,
if you
they're
like.
they're standalone. So, but it's cool because they have mission 1 is Mars.
Yep.
Then they have mission 2 is Ganymede, and then mission 3 and mission 4 are classified because they don't want to give away anything,
Yeah,
right?
and mission 1 is going to basically be the original Terraforming Mars game where you're starting from scratch and you're all the different corporations and you're at Mars and you're terraforming it, trying to like take control of
Yeah.
Mars and be the biggest corporation on the planet. And then once you've kind of done that and you move on to the next chapter, that's the mission 2, and that's Ganymede, like you said. And that is a huge moon that is around Jupiter. And I guess with an average temperature of like minus 150 degrees Celsius.
Too cold.
So the reason they've gone this direction, I'm assuming, is to deal with temperature as a major problem that you have to deal with to terraform.
New approaches to terraforming, yeah,
Totally.
exactly.
So like that's why they went with Ganymede, is like that's the next step here. And so it's going to be terraforming Ganymede, but it's going to be completely different than terraforming Mars, right? Different approaches, different technology, different issues, different goals that you have to accomplish, right?
Yep.
And then they've actually, like you said, they've kept mission 3 and mission 4 classified so that we don't know exactly what we're up against.
So it's revealed only when the campaign reaches it. Each mission comes with its own board, rules, and strategic challenges. It expands what terraforming means in surprising ways, introduces droves of new cards, I wouldn't expect anything less, and further develops your corporation.
Yeah.
So you're going on with your same corporation and developing it as it goes. So so they'll be adding new things. I'd imagine like a lot of base rules stay the same, but adding new rules and new things as they go. And
it says that that there will be secrets and surprises during your discovery.
Yeah.
You won't that they're not going to tell us where humanity goes next. You'll uncover that together at the table.
Man,
and I was like, yeah, that's interesting.
Oh, just looking at this, I just want to play it again.
I know.
We played that so much. It's so good. It's
so
good.
We really did like that game.
Yeah.
It's been a shame that we haven't played it in quite some time. So that's the idea of this game. A big, basically 4 different games that turn into one campaign.
Right.
So if we look at the different pledge levels here, I'll go to back this. What do we have here? There's a whole bunch, I believe. So starting here, we got the Legacy of Mars. So this includes the base game, the Legacy of Mars, and all milestones unlocked during this campaign. That's for $109, I believe, US is what I'm looking at here.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah, so probably 120, 130, or no, 110 American is going to be 135, 140 Canadian.
I'll take a look, yeah.
Something like that. But, it sounds like it's a pretty big game.
About 150.
Okay, 150 bucks.
Canadian.
But it's kind of like getting 4 different games in one box, right? So I'm not that
when you think of like you're getting
that.
Terraforming Mars plus 3
plus
other
3
games,
terraforming whatever,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think that seems too wild.
No.
But then there is the Deluxe Legacy of Mars with 3D tiles. It says !
Mm-hmm.
Legacy of Miles. Legacy of Mars is slightly bigger box to hold almost 300 3D tiles and markers that will make your game jump off the table.
Those look
on game
really
night.
nice.
They look wild.
Oh no!
And they're painted, right?
Oh no! I don't know if they're painted. Well, they're colored. I think they are.
Or colored, I should say.
There's
little cities, and there's green space with lakes and rivers and mountains. There's an atomic blast.
I think I need to get a second job.
I know. That is for
oh my goodness,
$250 American.
Okay, so that would be
310.
Oh, more than
20.
That. So that's $249. $249 US, $342.
Yemeni.
But man, does it look nice?
It looks sweet.
It looks so nice.
Maybe that's why we should get a 3D printer and we could just make our own.
Yeah, right.
I've been thinking about it, to be honest. And then there's the Super Deluxe Legacy of Mars.
Oh my goodness, there's a Super Deluxe version.
Yeah.
What more could you be
doing?
doing?
$409 American. This is everything that we're offering for Legacy of Mars in this project. The game, 3D tiles, milestone promos, metal cubes, custom sleeves, all of it for $409 American. So
what's different?
Metal cubes.
Oh, that's it?
I believe so. Metal cubes and sleeves.
I don't think I need metal cubes. That's how much US?
$409.
Like, that's $563 Canadian right now.
And guess what? There's one more.
Get out of town. There's more?
There's the everything new for $419.
Okay,
so
well, that's only $10 more.
This is everything that we have not we have not offered in any of our previous crowdfunding projects for Terraforming Mars.
Is that a little plushie? A little plushie like moon or
Moon Rover.
Moon Rover, yeah.
The only thing that is new that is the reward level doesn't have is alternative player cubes and delegates. Okay. But it does look like it has like a little rover.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a plushie or.
Well, and
what.
maybe that's in the other version that just didn't show it.
Let me see here.
But
I'm gonna go into the
419
details.
is
it's a rover plushie.
$576 Canadian.
No, we're not
so we
going,
won't be
we're
getting
not
that
going
one.
down that road.
But I do think because the only thing different, I'd have to look at it. But I'm not getting it anyway. If the only thing different is metal cubes, I don't need metal cubes.
Way.
But man, that's the 3D tiles.
It
those
looks pretty
look
wild.
really nice.
Yeah, they do. I'm not gonna lie. For $250 American, though, that's a lot of money.
It's still steep.
Where we can do $109 American for just the game.
I know.
So.
I know.
It looks pretty wild, though.
It does look really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like they got volcanoes, it looks like, or like clouds. I don't know.
I think that's an atomic bomb.
Well, I was gonna say it looks like a bomb, but maybe it's just it wouldn't be atomic. That would be them just like
they had nuclear stuff in the first one.
Okay, maybe that's what it is then.
Yeah,
but
it looks pretty sweet.
Jeez Louise.
We're definitely gonna get something.
Yeah, oh yeah.
We're gonna either get just the base version or that first upgrade.
It's a big jump, hey.
It's a huge jump.
Huge jump.
It's $140 jump for plastic 3D tiles.
Really nice looking plastic tiles.
They are. And that is running for 10 more days as of this recording.
10 more days of agony deciding over what I know is right for us to do and what I want to do.
They had a $20,000 goal for this campaign.
Yeah, right.
And they're at $1.6 million.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there you go. Worth taking a look if you like Terraforming Mars. This looks pretty sweet.
If you scroll up just a little bit from the pledges, from the rewards, you see like what all the tiles look like.
Oh, I know. They look amazing.
Don't scroll up.
And they are colored, eh?
Right? They are. They're all colored.
Look pretty cool.
Oh, like how, like, no kidding, that would make your board pop.
Yeah.
That would look so nice. It'd be like, is it Hero Quest? Or Heroescape? Heroescape, where you've got like, where you're building all the terrain and everything on there, right? And this is even more than that.
This is a lot more detail than Heroescape.
No. I mean, but like, because in Heroescape you're actually building 3D, building it up, right? Yep. Whereas this has like detail.
Yeah, lots of cool detail.
Yeah.
Looks awesome.
Oh no.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, that looks really cool.
Yeah. So we'll get one of those two. We'll let you know eventually what we get.
Yeah.
But we're big fans of Terraforming Mars.
Yeah.
So, we're
so definitely getting this either way because I think that just the game would be amazing.
Yeah. So, I think that's enough about Terraforming Mars, the Legacy of Mars. That's on Gamefound for 10 more days. Go check it out. But we do have a review to do. Want to head over there?
I do.
All right, let's go. Alrighty then, here we are at the final segment of the episode where we're doing another Meeple Dungeon
review.
And what are we reviewing today, Anna Marie?
Today we are reviewing Mutagen, designed by Alexandros Kapidakis, art by Mihailo Dimitrievski, and published by Dranda Games.
So the art, I thought it was D'Amico.
Maybe
is that the
Mihailo Dimitrievski is short for the Miko.
Maybe. That I honestly don't know. I might be ignorant, but I have no idea.
Well, I thought they said the Miko too. Yeah. Art by the Miko. So
it says that on the box.
It does. I was reading BGG.
Is that the same? Okay, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Whatever. Well, isn't it because that's the same artist that did all of like the am I crazy or is this the same artist that did all of the like West Kingdoms games?
I think you're right, but I think that I think so for sure. And I think it's the same thing. That's just he goes by the Miko, and so
that's a nickname.
Yeah. Okay. And I was reading it off of BGG, which has his actual name, but it is he goes by the Miko, so it's the same.
And it's the same artist. I'm not crazy.
Yeah. Well, I'll go look it up, but I'm pretty certain it's the same one.
Okay. Either way, yeah, Mutagen. It's a it's an interesting game. It's kind of worker placement with a bit of a twist, and some kind of set collection things going on, and special powers, and some
It's the same
tracks.
artist.
Okay.
I was going to say they do. Does look like the exact same art. So
I thought as soon as I
or
saw
like
it, I was
the
like,
same
this is
style.
the same person
Yes.
that does all the West Kingdoms and
Yeah.
and the other stuff from those series.
Yep.
But yeah, so this is it's a worker placement game all about this. Well, Anna Marie's going to explain kind of a bit about
Yes.
the theme, and so hold on here, and she'll try and explain.
We'll take a breath. It's a bit long. As mining activities intensified in the twilight years of the Industrial Revolution, competition for natural resources grew fierce, and industrialists burrowed themselves deeper and deeper into the sodden depths of the earth. One mining operation, driven forward by its fanatical leader, dug deeper than any other, and the events that followed this endeavor have become the stuff of myth and legend. What little information is known about the venture centers on the discovery of a new and powerful element, an element known simply as the Great Shard. The Great Shard's mystical properties not only accelerated the Industrial Revolution dramatically, but also altered the world around it, spawning creatures and phenomena that defied every natural law imaginable. The world would never be the same. Soon, the mad industrialist known only as the Keeper had learned to control the power of the Great Shard. Their lust for progress extended beyond the industrial world through which they had gained their power, and morphed into an obsession with biogenetic modifications. People who indulged in this practice of self-mutation became known as the Mutagen. Now, many years later, the Keeper of the Shard is nearing the end of his unnaturally extended life, and you are one of the 4 Mutagen in the running to take over their position of power. The Keeper will be observing your every move, and will choose only one successor before he draws his final breath.
Yeah, so
That's
there
a
you go.
long preamble.
there's the theme for you. So you're a bunch of people that are mutating themselves in order to try and win the favor of the Keeper of the Shard.
The Keeper.
Yeah. Okay.
The Keeper of the Shard, yeah.
Right. And hopefully you do that by having the most points at the end of the game.
Yes.
So how does this game work? Okay, there's a main board, and it's kind of a typical board. There's a point track that goes around the outside up to 100 points, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different areas you can go to.
Action places.
For actions. This is where your workers are going to go and do actions for you. Then you're going to have your own player board. And on your player board, you're going to have a spot for 4 different workers. There's the robot, kind of I forget their names, but
He's like a robot mech kind of thing. And then
yeah, there's a robot. There's kind of a big burly guy.
a thug,
The thug.
a
spy.
and an engineer.
Engineer. Okay. The thug is like this big burly guy with suspenders and a knife in his pocket, and a big mustache. Then there's the
thug, or the spy.
The spy is kind of a typical looking spy guy from a cartoon. And then this engineer, a girl, I believe.
Yep.
With goggles on and a wrench and stuff on her belt. And those are going to be your 4 workers. The robot doesn't have areas beside him for mutating properties, but the other 3 do, where you can actually mutate them, because the robot is metal.
A robot.
Right? Can't mutate, but the other 3 are people, and they can mutate.
Yes.
And at the top right of your board is going to be a spot where you can hold
A storage area.
Yeah, I think they call it storage.
For elements.
For these different element tiles you're going to collect. And then down in the bottom right is your ship. Like they call it your airship. It's kind of like a flying weather machine type thing. And you're going to be loading up that area with some storage for
to hold
more elements as well, to kind of power your ship.
Yes.
So how does this game work? Okay, the game is played over 4 rounds. And each round, we've only played this one 2-player, so we're just going to go off a 2-player basis here. You are going to first draft mutated abilities at the beginning of each round. So someone gets to be first player, you give them the big mutagen chunky first player thing.
Yep.
You pick a color and you do all that. You sort out your player abilities, or your player pieces. And we are generally red and blue. Yeah. And so I've got all the red stuff and she's got all the blue stuff. And you draft out a mutate card. And what these things do is kind of give a power to a worker of your choice. And it's that simple. And you put out one more card than there are players. So we'd put out 3 of these mutate cards, and then whoever the second player would pick one of them, and then the first player would pick one of them and assign it to one of your workers. You can put it on any of those 3 that we
the
talked
thug,
about.
the spy, or the engineer.
Yeah, and there's spots right beside them, like pretty obvious for cards. And you can have up to 2 mutates per worker eventually as you go through the game. So you're going to grab one of those and you're going to assign it to one of your workers. And what they're going to do is give that worker an extra ability kind of that you can do at the end of your turn, or you can do it at any point on your turn, but it's kind of an extra thing that they'll do. It might give you some points, or it might allow you to pick up a tile from somewhere on the board, or it might give you some more shards, which are kind of like the currency for the game, or it might give you what are they people called? There's these cards.
I think they're just
crew cards.
Crew cards, yeah.
So you're going to be adding crew to your ship through the game, so some of the mutates will allow you to pick up one of those crew people, things like that. Allow you to maybe move up a track, something like that. That's what they're going to do. So once you've drafted out your cards, you're going to take turns going back and forth, putting out all 4 of your workers. This is where it gets kind of interesting. So there's the 6 different places on the board that you can go. 3 of them act very similarly, and then the other 3 are very individual. The 3 that are similar are kind of these areas that you can go to pick up the majority of what you're doing in those 3 areas is gaining the element tiles. Because in those areas, those 3 areas, they're actually denoted with pictures.
Yeah.
One has got a leaf, one has got a claw, one has got a kind of a frog hand, one's got a tentacle, one has got kind of a lizard leg, and one's got like a gear shift thing. The one with the frog hand and the claw and the kind of lizard leg kind of act the same. And they're going to have 3, what are they called? Element tiles at those sites that you're going to be able to draw from if you want. And the way they work is there's for a 2-player game, there's only going to be room for 2 workers at each one of these.
Yeah, so 2 worker placement spots.
Yeah, I could go there twice, or me and you could each go there once, or maybe neither of us go there at all.
Right.
But when you go there, you are going to do one of a few or several different things when you go to a worker spot.
Right.
If you go to one of those same 3 that I was talking about, you're going to do simple things. Just gain what's called the action, or what's called the action area action or whatever.
Yeah.
Location action. Location action.
action.
So each one of them has a location action. So it doesn't matter what worker you decide to put there, you're going to do the location action and get what it does. And 3 of them allow you just to pull one of those tiles off there and add it to your board. You can either put it into your storage, or you can add it to your airship if you have a specific spot for it to go.
Right.
The other thing that's going to happen there is you're going to do a different worker action. And depending on what worker you put there, you're going to get to do another specific action that works for that worker.
Yeah. So the thug is going to let you take another element tile from a different area. A different location.
Yes.
Right.
And it'll show you a little picture of which location you could then take it from. So for instance, if you put the thug at the location with the claw, like the claw location, you're going to take I can't remember.
The element tile.
Element from that area. And then if you look at the spot for the thug under the claw spot, it's going to say that you can take another element, but it has to come from the frog hand area. Right. So you'd take a tile from there, and then you'd add it to your board, whether it's into your storage or into your ship area.
Right. And then if you played the spy at those locations, you basically get to take the crew card from that location,
because there's going to be one at each of those. There's going to be 3 crew cards available during every round or every turn.
Yeah, because they get loaded,
everything gets
replaced right away. Yeah, you don't have to wait for it. But these crew cards, there is a cost to pay for them. So you go there for the action, you can get the crew card, but you have to pay for it.
Yeah, and the crew cards, they're going to cost you shards, generally speaking, to purchase them. And what they do is you purchase it for X amount of shards, and you put it next to your player board. And those are going to be some end game scoring for you to pay attention to. And it's going to have to do with this track up in the top right of the board that we'll talk about in a minute. But those crew cards are all end of game scoring.
Right.
And then if you went there with the engineer, then you would be able to buy these storage tiles. Not buy them, but acquire them. And each one of those 3 sections also has a storage tile attached to it. And you're going to just take that storage tile from that area and add it to your ship.
When you add it to your ship, there are numbers, basically a cost on your ship. So they're either going to have a cost of 0, 1, or 2. And now these storage tiles come as like 2 together.
Yeah. And it's a 3x4 grid that you are going to be
ship.
Is your ship. And you're going to be using those storage tiles to cover up these numbers on your ship.
Because you can only place element tiles on storage tiles.
Right. So
you can't.
You need these before you start adding elements to your ship. So you need these storage spots. And they're going to have colors on them that'll tell you, well, if it's got a blue color, then you have to put a blue element into this storage box. If it's white, you could put anything there. But if it was green, you'd have to put a green there.
Yeah, the tiles themselves too, there are 4 different types of elements and 4 different colors. And you can't have the same color beside each other,
or type.
And you can't have the same type beside each other when you're placing them in your ship.
Yeah, so you have to be very strategic about how you place the containment, like storage tiles, into your ship to make sure that you can put the proper element tiles into your ship so that there are none adjacent. So that's a bit of a little puzzle that you have to do while you're putting your ship stuff together. And again, it's in like a 3x4 grid, kind of 3 columns of 4.
Yep.
And you're going to have to build out your storage in your ship smartly using these tiles and then adding the elements on top. But as you lay those tiles into your ship, there's going to be a cost for doing that. You get the tile for free, but when you play it down into your ship, you're going to be covering up little numbers. And certain parts of your ship will be cheap, maybe even free to lay it down. But if you cover up a 0 and a 1, that'll cost you 1 shard. If you cover up a 1 and a 1, that's 2 shards. If you cover up a 2 and a 3, that's 5 shards. So you have to be able to pay for doing that as you go.
Yes, but once you put the storage tile down and you've paid for it, it doesn't cost you anything to put your element tiles on top.
Correct. You just throw them into your compartment and you're good to go. So that's kind of how those 3 sections work. And then at the bottom right is the tentacle worker area, where it acts quite a bit differently. The main area action that you do there is you go there and you pay 2, 4, or 6 shards, and then you will move a little marker around this little track that's in the bottom right, it's almost like a circle that you're going to be moving your little marker around in this circle, collecting kind of bonuses. The further you go, the more bonuses you're going to collect, and it's going to go round and round and round clockwise around this like a progress track thing. Yeah. And there's going to be bonuses all over. You're going to get points, or you're going to get to pull tiles, like element tiles for free, or gain the crew cards, or gain storage, or things like that. And as the further and more you go around this, the more things you're going to get from doing that. So that's the main thing you get from going to that tentacle spot. And then if you went there with your, or I should say the robot, we didn't actually cover this. The robot can go to any place and do any of the worker specific actions. So the robot can always go and do the area action for that specific area, and then choose which of the different worker actions he would like to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Whereas the other workers are specific to only their type of action.
Yeah.
And the actions down in this area for the workers act a bit differently. I don't need to go through all of them, but they just act differently than the ones at those other 3 areas, where those other 3 areas are basically identical. Where this one, it'll have a different type of action for your different worker in that spot. Yeah. Okay. Then in the top left of the board is what's called like the tree area.
It's the tree. Yeah.
It's a flying tree that they've kind of got ropes holding it down.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny looking. But there's going to be 3 cards up in the canopy of the tree. And these cards are going to give you shards. And if to get those shards, you have to fulfill what these cards are asking for.
Right. They're asking for elements, different like variations of colors of elements, and some might only need 1, some might need 4, some might need 2.
And the more elements that you add to a card, generally the bigger reward for the shards that you're going to get for doing that.
Right. And those elements can only come from your storage area. They cannot come from your ship. So once you put an element in your ship, it stays there. So with these ones, these elements come strictly from your storage space.
Yes. And then, you simply go there. The area action is
Completing
a tree card. And then you discard those tiles, and then you gain the tree card, and then you gain however many shards it says to gain. And then underneath that again are going to be 3 individual actions for the 3 regular workers, and they're a bit different than the other ones on the board.
Right.
So you'll have to look at that when you get there. It's more about moving up tracks.
Right.
And so forth.
Yeah.
And then speaking of tracks, in the top right hand
corner
of the board is where this kind of gear is. And so in this spot is all about these tracks, because that's where this big track is on the
element
top right.
Tracks.
Yeah, there's 4 of them, one for each element type, and not color.
So this is going to be for like how many elements you've mined and what types of elements you've mined. And so you're moving up these tracks showing like how much of each element you've mined.
Yeah. So you can go there as the main action to do that. Area action you can do there is spend elements from your storage and go up on the tracks of whatever elements you spend.
Yes.
So if I spent 3 of kind of like the rocky looking one and 2 of the gem looking ones, I'd go up 3 on the rock track and 2 on the gem track, sort of
right.
thing. And the further you go up on those tracks, the better, because first off, you get just points every round for being higher on those tracks, but they also are the main thing that your end of game scoring is going to come from your crew cards. Those end of game scoring cards that you're going to acquire. They are looking for you to go up high on those tracks, and they will show you on the card which one they want you to go up on, and which this one to be higher on this one than that one, or
get
high
to
on
a
these
specific
2
spot,
or whatever. Yeah. So they're very specific on those cards, and it's increasing yourself on those tracks that's going to help satisfy your crew cards at the end of the game. Right. And I should say down in that bottom right corner, when I said at the tentacle spot where you're going around that little circle track.
The progress track, yeah.
You do spend 2, 4, or 6 shards to do that, and that dictates how much movement you get on your turn for going around that. That allows you to do 2, 5, or 8 moves around the board.
And there are 4 spots for bonus tokens there. So at the beginning of the game, you have 5 bonus tokens in total. So you, at random, you put out 4 tokens. And so they're going to be a little bit different and in different places each time you play, and just for whatever bonuses you get.
Yeah. And then, so once you've gone through a round putting out your 4 workers into 4 different spots, you go to the end of round scoring, where it's kind of simple. You're going to look at your ship, and you're going to count how many element tiles you have actually loaded into your ship and get 2 points per.
Yep.
Then you're going to actually look at those columns I was talking about, because it's 3 columns of 4, and see if you've completed filling in any of those columns
with storage space,
with storage boxes, not necessarily the elements, but the boxes to put them in.
Yes.
And if you've completed any of those columns, you're going to get 1, 2, or 3 points depending on which columns you've filled, or all of them.
Yes.
Right? You would get 6 points at the end of the round if you've filled all of them. You'd get 1 for the leftmost, 2 for the middle, and 3 for the rightmost.
Right.
And then the other thing you're going to look at is where you're sitting on those top element tracks at the top right corner of the board, where if you are on the level 1 you start at 0 basically,
right?
And then if you're on the level 1 of any of them, you're going to get 2 points. If you're on the 2 or 3 area of any of them, you're going to get 3 points. And if you're in 4 or higher on any of them, you're going to get 4 points.
Right. And that's like per element.
Yep.
So you see where you are with any of your elements, and then you add up.
Yeah. And then once you kind of got all that figured out, you take your players back to your board, you switch the first player marker, then you redraft, you switch the round marker to the next round, and you do another draft for more mutated limbs.
Yes. So the first player token moves over, and then
second player would then draft the first card, and then first player would draft one of the remaining 2 and add it to one of their characters, remembering that you can only have a maximum of 2 per worker.
Yes. And I don't know if you mentioned it. You might have. I might have just forgotten. But that's the when you get to use your mutated limbs.
Oh yeah, I didn't even mention that.
Is during basically when
it's
you're
one
at,
of the things you can do.
one of the things you can do at the action spaces is you can use your mutated limb, and there are two different kind of costs for it. So the first cost is as you're just doing it on your turn. The second cost is if let's say, Robbie, you went first to the first spot in one of them, and I came and took the second worker placement spot there, because you always take top to bottom when you're going there. So I took the second one. Because you're ahead of me, I can do what's called a reaction.
Yeah.
And
You can basically use
I can use the
your
second
mutagen twice on your turn.
But there's a higher cost to use it as a reaction. So, but you can do it twice if you have the shards to pay for it and things like that.
So to be clear, when you place a worker into a worker spot, there's three things you can
do them in any order.
Potentially four things you could do. One is the actual area action that's specific to that area, that it doesn't matter what player you put there.
Right.
They get to do that action.
Exactly.
The other thing is an action that's specific to the type of worker that you put there. The third thing is actually using a mutated limb if you have one.
And so that's only going to be if the worker you placed there has a mutated limb.
You have to have assigned one to it.
Yes.
But if you have, you can look and be like, yeah, I want to use that mutate power that they have. And you have to pay the cost to use that. It might be 0, 1, or 2 shards, depending on how powerful that certain limb might be. And the fourth thing you could potentially do, like she just said, is if you are the second person or further, if you're playing a 3 or 4.
Yeah, if somebody's ahead of you.
If somebody is there before you, you can do your mutate reaction or your action as a reaction again, and do it for its more expensive cost, which it shows you like a cheap and an expensive cost at the top left of the card. And then you could do that again. So that's how those work. And you're just as simple as this. You're going through 4 rounds of this, playing out your 4 characters, mutating them, using their mutated powers to help you gain things. And like we said, you could do these in any order. You could use your mutated limb first, and then you could do something else. And if you have 2 and it's your turn, you can use both, right? You don't have to pick between them. But if you're doing a reaction, like we said just a few minutes ago, you can only pick one of them.
Yes.
So on your turn as your actual mutate action, you can actually use both of your limbs if you'd like, if you can afford to do so.
Right.
But then if you're doing a reaction, you can only choose one and pay the higher cost.
Correct.
And you go through placing these weirdos out there, doing things and gaining things and going up tracks and doing all these things. And then at the end of the 4th round, you're still going to go through and you're going to do your end of round scoring, and then you move on to the end of game scoring.
Yeah, and for that, you're going to, after your end of round you've done, then you're going to just look at completing your crew cards. So you do the end of game scoring that you have on your crew cards, and then tokens. So you're going to get, if you have a certain amount of shards left over, you can get points for those.
Yep. And
tree cards. So any of the tree cards that you've completed, if you have matching colored pairs of them, you get 3 points. Otherwise, you get 1 point for kind of everyone you have left over.
Yeah.
And that's your end of game scoring.
Pretty much it. And you will go into the hunt, like you'll go around the board with points in this one. You're going to go into the 100 whatevers when you do this.
Yeah.
Because the board does go up to 99, but you go well deep into the hundreds when you play this game.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how this game works. There's a lot I could explain to you, but it's not worth it. You kind of have to look at
it wouldn't mean anything unless
the
you're
rule
looking
book
at
to
it.
see what the icon means and be like, okay. And they explain these things. They give examples throughout the book of what that icon means and what it does. Because I could tell you what all the different mutated limbs do, but again, there's a page that shows you what those do. And you're going to want to draft those according to like your own strategy. I'm not saying one's better than another or which one needs to go with which worker type. We don't know. We've just been kind of figuring it out as we went, right?
Yep.
So there's not really, we haven't found an actual
strategy
specific go for this one and go for that one and you got to get this early and you got to get that. No, I don't know. Not sure. So you'll figure that out as you go. And then another thing I should say is when you're drafting the cards, if you have the deluxe edition of the game, which is what we have, it comes with little rubber limbs
Yeah.
that you can actually
Attach
stick
onto their
onto your
arms.
meeple.
Yeah.
So if you gained the like the tentacle for your engineer, you can grab the tentacle limb and stick it on there, and it has a tentacle arm now.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a cool little thing.
Yeah.
But that's how this game works. Let's revisit the theme. Does the theme lend well?
The theme is
it's kind of here nor there, to be honest.
Yeah.
I kind of like the theme, but does it come across as living in this world of I don't know. Didn't really for me.
No.
The theme's fine. I
think
get what they're going for.
I think the theme could have been stronger. I think that it missed a little bit. Like it's a cool theme, and I think that it could have been
Yeah, so
I think there was a disconnect. We were kind of chatting,
and I think yeah.
The disconnect for me anyways was when you see like Mutagen, I was thinking, oh, well, these people are mutating because of whatever's going on. And when you're reading like the intro to it, and it's like, oh, there's, they've just delved so deep that they have this new shard and it's mutating things. But the mutations that are happening to you are not actually mutations. They're biogenetic modifications that you're doing to yourself.
Doing it to yourself.
So like you're not actually mutating. You're just called a mutagen. So I thought that was a miss, because you could have been, the longer you mine in these places, the more susceptible you are to these things, and you just gain random mutations. You know, like that would have been, I think that would have made more sense.
Yeah,
in
I don't
the
know.
Theme.
I don't know.
Might have brought it out more for me.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. The theme was kind of just here nor there for me. It was kind of okay. Fine. It didn't come across in what we were doing. We were basically, it's a puzzle, right? It's a worker placement of where do I put this worker to get the right color or right type of element that I need to put in this 3x9 grid to make sure that it's separated for me. Like there's basically the puzzle of the game and the theme, and it didn't really connect to me.
No, and I think like something even like, obviously it's not what they were doing because these are biogenetic modifications, but it just, to me, that's a break in the theme. But if let's say they had gone with, oh, you're actually mutating because of the, what's happening, that you could have had the mutation cards, you get shuffled, they're face down, and instead of having 3 face up and you pick them, it could be just like, oh, you top deck it and that's what's happened to you, and it's everyone is
perhaps
random.
That may be
right, might have brought the theme.
But then
like,
drafting is great, right? Like it's a great mechanic and everyone likes drafting, but I get it, to work with the theme might be, but again, they're doing it to themselves, so it's
and
kind of,
that's where what they did made sense.
They did,
but I don't know. I think in this case, the drafting isn't super strong. So I think that it's not a huge element to it.
You're not drafting a lot. You're only ending up with 4 cards at the end of the game. Right?
Top decking that and making that like, oh, you've been mining really deep into this, and now your right arm is mutating into this. Like, and it just happens.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
So anyways, but
theme was cool, but not connected the way
I think just not what I expected from the name Mutagen. I was expecting you were mutating, but you weren't. You were changing yourself.
You're doing it yourself. I don't know if that means
no, because it says in here it was spawning creatures and phenomena, right? So like it was mutating things, but you don't really you don't really come across them. You chose to
use it to mutate yourself.
Yeah,
and that's whatever.
Anyways, doesn't matter. Theme was a little bit.
The theme
loose
was
for
cool.
Me. Yes,
but it doesn't connect.
No,
not strongly anyway.
No.
But how about the components? The components
really cool.
Are super good.
Yeah, super nice.
The components are great.
Yeah.
The meeples are big,
nice,
chunky,
thick, chunky ones.
Wood with screen printing on them.
Yes, and I like the
big. Like the robot is really big.
Yeah,
like 5 times the size of a regular.
And I really like the detail they put into these, because they do look like what they describe them. They look like a thug. They look like a spy, like an engineer. The robot. They did a really good job with those.
I like them a lot.
And again, these with like the deluxe edition, those are nice. The little rubber
appendages that you can stick onto their arms. It's really cool.
And so that's neat. We were saying it would have been neat had they had specific ones.
Yeah.
That were random,
because they're kind of specific and kind of look like the artwork, but they're
all just for your hands.
The same.
Where you were
we can talk more about that after.
Yeah.
But
they're cool. Anyways, they're really cool.
They're very for what's here is very good.
Yeah, the cardboard is nice, thick, chunky cardboard.
Yep. All the track tokens are good. Everything. Yeah, the components are fantastic.
Yeah.
Artwork
really
well,
good.
Really, really good.
Board looks really nice.
Love
like
the artwork.
Board is gorgeous. The
love the
art
box.
is nice. Yeah.
Love the board. Love all the cards.
Yep. Absolutely.
Really good artwork. It's what you come to expect from that artist because it is the same
Miko,
as
a lot easier to say than
all the West Kingdom and various, that whole series of whatever.
Yeah.
It's good looking stuff. If you like that, you'll like this.
Yeah.
Then there's the rule book itself, up and down.
Yes.
It's got good stuff. It's got good examples and then confusing things, and then good examples and good
then
stuff
some
and
contradictions,
confusing
at least in the
things.
way you're reading it. And
so it's not perfect. It's not horrible. It's kind of like there's ups and downs to it.
Yes. Yeah.
Good stuff where it's really obvious and really good, and then stuff where like I think this has been translated a few times or something.
We'll just take it to mean this.
There were certain sentences that didn't even make sense, and they run on weird sentences and stuff. I don't know, but so I think it might have gone through a few translations. That's generally the case when I find stuff like that. Yeah. It's gone through 2 or 3 different languages before it got to English. But overall it's good. It's useful. But I would recommend a video. There's a couple good videos out there. Pardon me. To watch that really help explain what's going on, and then just use the rule book as a reference for the icons and things like that. But yeah, I mean, so it's okay. I would say the rule book. It could be spruced up for sure. Then it comes down to whether or not we recommend this game, and if so, who for? This one is I've had problems. I really like the game.
Yes.
Itself, I like the game. I did have a problem with the theme because it wasn't as strong as I wanted.
You're a very thematic gamer, and so this one, it didn't come through that way.
No, so it didn't come across as good as I'd want to from a theme standpoint. And it could have what I would have liked to have seen was, because the way this works is the only mutated parts you can get for your person are just your left hand and your right hand.
Yeah.
So you can get your left hand turned into like a big crusher pincher, or a tentacle, or like a leaf thing, or a drill, like you said, or like kind of a monster hand or whatever. That's cool, but I thought there would be more. I thought there would be like, oh, and here's a different head, and here's different legs, and here's a pair of wings, or here's a tail that does this, or that's what I thought was going to be in here. I didn't think it was just going to be your left hand and your right hand.
Yeah.
And so it felt limited.
Yes.
Where I felt like there could have been a lot more you could do with this if there was way more types of mutated things you can do.
Yeah.
To really change your character, to change your engineer into this flying thing with a squid hand and like a giant brain now that can do telekinesis or something. You know what I mean? Where it could turn that character,
if you were actually mutating,
into something like, whoa, and that the wings means it can do this, and the brain means that it does this 3 times instead, or just it make them bigger and more elaborate. For me, would have made it better. But I don't know. That's just for me. That's a big critique of mine, is I would have gone way further with the mutating aspect of the game. To really make the theme come out.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. And again, like I was saying before, I'd not like just a little change in the theme to make it come out would have made more sense in my brain. But so theme aside, the game
is good.
The game is fun.
I really like the puzzle of the game where you're trying to, these colors of these different elements, and not only they're just different colored elements, but different type of element with different colors that you really have to work around to. Well, when you're putting your ship together, that's literally like a puzzle.
Yeah.
And then which workers placement spots do I go to with which worker to activate what which actions, and if I go to this one, I use this particular worker, it gives me this action, but it also gives me another action on a different spot. So you really have to like look at it and math it out and like figure things out, because you really like, you can't make missteps here. If you do, you can find yourself behind pretty quickly if you like, oh, I should have got the different the element I needed was that one.
Yeah.
I grabbed the one of the same type, and I don't need the same type. I need that one.
Yeah.
And like, so you really have to look at which ones are where and how to acquire them. And the best way to use your shards, should I use them now for doing this, or should I spend them on this, or what should I do? And like, there's a lot of like cool decision making and weird action decision stuff you need to do that I thought was really cool. I liked what I was doing. I liked the worker placement. I liked figuring things out on my board, and I liked figuring out how to go up on those tracks and which of the character crew cards to get works best with which tracks I want to get. Or do I get character crew cards out the gate and then I just figure out which ones they need and try to climb those tracks.
Right.
So there's lots of cool things you need to think about in this game. So I really liked the game itself. It's just, I would have wanted more from I want the theme to connect more, and I want more from that theme.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So that's kind of where I'm at. So I do recommend this to a degree. If you like worker placement, this is fairly short
and simple worker placement.
Simple but thinky worker placement. And I think you can get this game quite cheap right now.
Yeah.
I saw it, I think, for 50 or 60% off on Board Game Bliss right now.
Oh, wow.
That brought it down to like, I think, $30.
Wow.
And I would say that is 100% worth your
pretty decent
your
game
time.
for $30.
Pretty dang decent game for that. It does have just a few issues.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy it. it. So especially at that kind of price range, I would recommend it. Because it's got a lot of cool things going on. Mm-hmm. But if you're like me and you can't get past themes sometime where it's just like, but why is the tree flying?
Yeah.
And like, why do I care about the tree? You know what I mean? So like,
why is that there? Why am I on an airship? Like, I thought it was mining.
Yeah. What's the point of the airship? Things like that.
Yeah.
But if you can put that kind of stuff aside and just figure out the game itself, which is good.
Yes.
It's really good. I think, to be honest, it's funny to say, but I feel like this game could have been way better and way more popular with a completely different theme attached to it.
Yeah.
I don't know what that theme might be. I can't think off the top of my head what you might want to do to change that. But it could have worked perhaps better with just something entirely different, because the game itself is great.
Yeah.
It's a really good game.
Really good.
There's lots of cool things going on here.
And still simple enough that you're like,
totally.
I follow this, I follow this, I follow this.
Yeah, go up certain tracks, gain certain colored things, figure out your puzzles, which workers go where to do what to maximize things.
Yeah.
Really good. And only 4 rounds. Like I really think it's really good.
Pretty quick.
And the production value is really good too.
Yeah.
It just doesn't click properly for me from a thematic standpoint, and it just annoys me. Yeah.
But I will say though, of all the games that haven't clicked thematically for you, after playing this one, you weren't as like bent out of shape.
The game is great.
Yeah, so like you did enjoy this one despite the theme.
I did. Totally I did. But others might not.
Yes.
So I just saying it's cool and all, the theme just doesn't quite click.
For sure.
Do with that what you will. So we're going to kind of put our thumbs kind of middle-ish, you know what I mean? Like, really enjoyed the game, just a little disconnect there. But the game itself is really cool. So it might be worth checking, especially if you look on Board Game Bliss right now and you see that, if that sale's still there, I'd recommend it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what? I think that's enough about Mutagen.
Yeah.
I think we're going to call this an episode.
Yep.
So you can find us on X at Meeple Dungeon, same with Blue Sky, and Instagram. You can see a whole bunch of photos on there of Mutagen. If you go on there right now, you'll see it. And all it's like great glory of like production is super, super cool. Also find us on YouTube. You can find us, if you want to email us, it's themeepledungeon@gmail.com. So we are going to run, and we will see you in the next episode. Cheers.
Have a great week, everyone.
Bye-bye.